Hi everyone, welcome to Plug in Jamaica. I am Cameron and this is,
This is Dane Hugh, as you know.
as you know. So, big man thing. I really had to come back because we have to talk about this. What's going on with those gas prices? Let me bring it back. So, this year marks 6 years.
6 years.
6 years of EV
Yeah.
ownership in Jamaica, and it's been great so far. So today we're here to talk to you again about why own the EV in Jamaica at this point.
Yeah, we get that question a lot still, even after that first video that did so well. You can check
Yeah.
it out if you want to. But I think it's relevant now, and we need to update our experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. So the question actually,
Is it worth it?
is it
Get
worth
it all the
it?
time.
Is it worth it? And so we're here to pull back the curtains. We're gonna tell you the good, the bad, and we're gonna give you the numbers, right? Because gas prices, as I said, going up, shooting past $200 for the liter,
87.
87. To be honest, in order to record this video, we actually had to go and research gas prices because it's been a minute since we actually bought gas.
Yeah.
So we genuinely don't know what it is on a regular. So seeing $200 was really surprising for us. And then with the government, restricting movements possibly because, we have to reduce fuel consumption. It's just a lot to deal with right now.
Yeah.
Millennials, we have a lot to deal with, just saying. But it's just a lot. So is it worth it? So then it's gonna give you a quick recap of our journey so far, in case this is your first time on the channel, and then we'll let you know what's happening now. That's
Yeah.
kind of okay.
Yeah, so it took us a while to get here. So it's not something you're just going to magically flip the switch and do, right? We had to learn, and we kind of had to know how to do things differently. I think the good thing for us, we just started out basically as a couple. So we got married in 2018, yeah, and we got the EV at the end of 2019. So 1 year in.
Yeah, we needed an
And
extra vehicle.
well, yeah, we needed an extra vehicle. Cameron had switched jobs, um, so her job required her to drive. Up to that point, you were like taking the bus,
Yeah.
and some evenings I would pick you up. I have to travel further out of town for work, so that, I'd give her the car. But so, that was the reasoning, and we were looking at something like a Mazda Demio or a Toyota Vitz. Something
Start a
economical,
couple. Yeah, we're gonna get someone can afford. Not necessarily need that SUV, because we're building, right? So we're getting something affordable.
Affordable. The car we were using before was a RAV4
Oh, yeah.
family vehicle. So this was our first car purchasing together.
Yeah.
We're looking at that, and then my cousin was like, "No, try a electric."
Big up Howie.
Big up away. But my cousin is the crazy one in the family. He tried doing a conversion of a gas car to electric. Could barely go down the road. So putting my belief in him at the beginning was just a no-go. But the more and more him tried to convince us, we said, alright, what's the worst can happen? We had the RAV4 if anything, so this was not all our eggs in one basket.
It was a calculated risk.
Yeah, if this was the first car, the only car we were going to get, trust me, we wouldn't have done this.
Because it was pretty new in Jamaica at the time. You had very few electric vehicles here. You had almost no charging infrastructure.
There was none.
Yeah, there was none because we got the car before JPS came out with their charging stations and Evergo came out with their charging stations. So it was a big gamble, to be honest. So it really did. It was a calculated risk, as we said.
Yeah. So we decided to get the car imported from the UK. So alright, well, how are we gonna charge it? Because the car comes with a 110 plug, regular socket you can use it in, but it would take a very long time to charge, about 15 hours, right? Nobody now wait on that. So we installed level 2 right here on the veranda, 220, and
Volts.
it can charge at about, for the car, could only accept about 6.6 kilowatts. So in layman terms, you can now charge it in about 4 to 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Which would make sense, overnight charging, and that's how we have been charging for
For
years.
years, right?
When I go to work with it now, thank you to my managers. Beforehand, I asked them, would you allow me to charge? And I could charge it, trickle charge from the 110 plug.
So what really happened is that over time we got more confident in using the electric car. We call it Atom. It's a Nissan Leaf. So we got more
I don't
confident.
think they get it, the Atom. You can't just fly over that.
So the Nissan Leaf, the first shape, the first model, it's not the cutest car. You understand? It kind of looks buggy with really bulging eyes. And so it kind of reminds us of the
robot.
The robot from that
Real
fighting
Steel.
show. Yes.
Hugh Jackman and yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so we decided to name the car.
And electricity, Atom.
Atom.
Anyway, go ahead. It's very important. You need it. Anyway.
All right. So we got more confidence in the car in using electric vehicles. And so we said, all right, we're going to take this a step further. We opted to sell the RAV4 simply because the RAV4 is very expensive. Like, just the gas and stuff. And we saw the saving the electric vehicle was giving us. So you can check out that video as well when we did a side-by-side comparison of the two vehicles. So we went ahead, we sold the RAV4.
This is 2024.
Oh,
so by this time, our family grew to 4. So it was just 2 of us with the Leaf initially. Now we have 2 young ones, and so we needed to buy a more like family vehicle. Not that the Leaf can't do it. To this day, it still carries everybody. And our large stuff. So
the good, as I said, we're saving battery, we're saving money. The bad is that you really have to be calculated. We had the smallest battery pack possible. So when we sold the RAV4, the decision was made then to find a larger battery pack for the Nissan Leaf.
Yeah, because we're down back to 1 car now, and I needed to carry you to work, the kids to school and daycare, and still get to work.
Yeah.
At the time. And my work also had changed. Now I had to travel sometimes to St. Anne.
Yeah, all over the place. So it was a little bit more dynamic. It wasn't as structured as we would have wanted it to be. So, welcome 2025. Hi. What happened for... So we did 3 things in... Mama numbers. So we did 3 things in 2025 that really helped to secure our stance right now in EV ownership, and I'm going to allow Dane to talk about those 3 things, but I'm really thankful that we did those. So Dane, what are the things we did last year?
Alright, so last year, remember, we have been driving from 2019 saving up to this 2020, saving up to this moment, so it wasn't a instant thing for us. So we did the battery swap. We swapped the 24 pack to a 40 kilowatt pack.
That's
in
one.
the Leaf. The second thing we did was to get solar at the home. It took a while though to get the components and the installation, so it didn't happen at the same time. I think we got the swap first. Then the solar was installed about the last week in May 2025. And then we got a Volkswagen ID4. The Volkswagen ID4 actually came here before the solar was installed. So that came like at the beginning of May 2025. So let me just break it down for you. So the Leaf, that was a transformation for us. I mean, we're getting about barely 100 kilometers. Now we're getting 250 kilometers.
Fully
so
charged, yeah.
The ease of driving, was I'd say it was just comfortable for us because we were just used to planning and living on meager range. Now we had a lot of range. And then with the Volkswagen ID4, that's just mind-blowing for us because we can go anywhere in Jamaica on one charge, come back home. Case in point, Melissa, last year we were able to, right after the blow if we wanted to, look, it was like within a week, we went to St. Elizabeth to visit our family there to, assist like everyone was doing. But a lot of gas stations didn't have gas. We didn't have that concern. We could charge from here off solar, drive to St. Elizabeth and come back on one charge if we wanted to. So that was easy. And then for the solar, I mean, last year in 2025, I mean, we shared the figures. in that review, but basically we did about 73% of our energy for the house and charging 2 cars from solar.
So
This year so far we are doing
yeah.
99%. 99% is covered by solar for the house bill, light bill, and transportation bill or your gas bill.
Okay, all right. So since we're on solar, let's just stick a pin right there. So for the solar, can you let them know what's the battery capacity that we have?
Okay, alright. The system we have on the roof here is a 8 kilowatt PV system. Basically, you calculate that based on how much energy you use throughout the year. So look at our light bill. We try to be as efficient first as possible. So we try to see what was using a lot of energy. Could we change it out? We did that. And then how much the cars would take to charge. And
Yeah.
based on that now we size it to an 8 kilowatt PV system, and we have a 10 kilowatt battery backup just to carry us through the night and recharge in the morning. And it has been working beautifully, so we can run anything we want to. We try to do most of our energy intensive work while
During
the sun is
day,
up.
yeah.
So even while we're charging, it's on a weekend only really, when we're at home, and we take turns charging one of the cars.
So the good is that definitely we are saving, because that's a big win with the solar, having 2 electric vehicles to charge. The bad is that again, you have to add some more structure, and we had to go through a learning curve. We had to be paying for these solar panels plus paying JPS at one point, because
Yeah.
we didn't figure out how exactly to when to charge the cars, how to charge the cars, what we can do. Yes, you can wash, it's really not that intensive, but let me tell you something. You have your battery pack and you decide to iron the same time you're running your microwave or the same time you're running your air fryer, you're gonna see a spike in your energy consumption. So we had to learn what to do, when to do what. So that's a learning curve that you're gonna have to find. But it definitely is working. Now the numbers. Can you speak to what our electricity bill? So we have to be, we're sorting out the payment for the solar, but again, you don't want to have to be paying 2 bills, JPS bill and for your solar. So what are our
Alright,
numbers?
so our light bill right now, last one came up to $443. And remember that bill for us is both our light bill and our transportation bill. So just imagine for a second, guys, that someday you can sit here, I'm talking Jamaican dollars, not US,
Jamaican.
$400, $500 to cover your gas bill and your light bill. It is very possible. It just takes some pre-planning. As we said, we did this from back in about 2020. We're here now, we're still learning, and there's so much more you can do. 'Cause
Yeah.
we don't have the GPS as a thing where you can sell back the energy
Yeah.
to them. We didn't see the maths working out for us with that.
As yet.
We would probably get more batteries and just store it, but it's
We'll
an
see.
option. You can now become a provider to the grid and sell energy. But keeping it simple, guys, if you want to just eliminate your light bill, your gas bill, not only does it do that for us, but we don't have to be worrying about what the price of gas tomorrow.
Listen.
You don't have to worry about should I turn on the AC or not during the summer when it really hot, or after a hurricane you lose power. If you're going to have electricity, a lot of these things are comforts that we don't think about before, but what we experienced, and we said, boy, yeah, 3 times over it was worth it.
It was definitely worth it. It definitely requires some thinking about what your lifestyle is like, thinking about what you want to do, what every day in and out, your habits, because those things have to be adjusted. In one of our previous videos we spoke about how Dane used to drive, and his driving habits actually changed, because once you have to try to conserve, when we had the leaf and we had to try to conserve energy, the leaf has this thing where you try to grow trees, the more conservatively you drive. And Dan was all out trying to grow trees every single day. Listen.
Still do.
So it is definitely a journey. It is definitely a risk. But it's a risk, I think, that the reward is far outweighs anything negative that you can experience.
Yeah.
So it's really about your lifestyle. You have to assess your movements, your habits, your ins and your outs, and to see what EV would be feasible for you. So, Dane, would you say then that it'd be better to get the EV first or try to go solar first? Which one?
I mean, it depends on, how much driving you do. But I think for most people, it's definitely the EV first. If you look at it as a unit of energy, you use more energy to move around than to in your house power your home. So you want to hit the biggest part of your energy bill, looking at it as an energy bill in totality. Change your car first. Even if you're going to charge from JPS, we were doing that for years. Just last year we got the solar, and we were saving then about 60% charging from GPS. Now 90%. But get the EV first. I would say then, depending on your lifestyle, what EV would you need, based on the market. No.
Yeah, what do we have here? Because what it's individual, we have business, you have commercial EV. So you can give us some examples of what is available.
Let me start on the lower end. If you're buying a used EV, like we did, start out doing, and you're gonna import it yourself, or we can help you. Put a link in the description, shameless plug. But yeah, you can get a used EV now for about 2.5 million. A nice one, 2.5 to $3 million. That can carry around anywhere you want to go, really. And then you can get a solar PV system similar to ours, about 8 kilowatt, under $2 million now, because the prices are coming down. So let's just do some round up and math. If it was 2.5 to, say it's $5 million, you could live a life where you're only paying $500 for your light bill and your gas. Invest $5 million to only pay $500 or less for your light bill and gas.
At some point, yeah.
At some point. I mean, we are paying back a loan now for the installation, and it will be done in less than 5 years. But even with all of that, it is actually less than if we did nothing. So the cost of doing nothing was higher for us.
That should be on a shirt. That should be on a shirt. Cost of doing nothing is higher. So I wanted to go back and tell them about what are the electric vehicle options that we have here for individuals, for businesses,
guys,
stuff like that. So just tell them some of the, because people might not know where to look. Where do I start looking? Like, gas prices stress me, but where do I go?
Sure, you have a lot of options, guys. But just to name a few, some of my favorites come from Flash Motors, actually. Big up Flash Motors. The first vehicle we reviewed from them was the Redaro.
Yeah.
RD6. Sweet pickup truck. Very nice, very modern, sleek, and more powerful than even the Raptor. More affordable too. So I love that car. I love their new Geely EX5. Looking forward to that review.
Yeah.
So that's coming out soon. And if you're a business owner, we recently reviewed their Horizon SV Supervan. So, I mean, just think, I'm talking to a business owner now, if you can switch your car to electric and charge it from the solar, what would that do for your business? The savings, the image, sustainability image for your business. A lot of people are shopping differently now. Not just price, but what does your brand represent? I think that's a really good option. So you do your shopping around. You have the MG4s, you have the Fidelity Motors. There are a lot of them out there.
Yeah, ATL. ATL Group,
yeah. There are a lot of options. You're spoiled for choice, and we have not bought anything new. We brought in ourselves, but if you want new with the warranties, they're here now.
They're definitely here. You definitely have support, and I think it's important to really do your research. Go to the showrooms, check out all the vehicles that are there. Really check the range. Again, assess your lifestyle. See what is feasible for you, because we have a lot out there. And I just want to touch point with the commercial thing, because prices are going up for everything. Everybody's raising prices. So where businesses can curb their price rise for the customers, because we're here for everybody, is to consider moving your product using electric vehicles, that will cut down your transportation costs, and therefore the cost that you have to get your product to the customer, which makes you a little bit more marketable, because everybody's going to be trying to save in this season, because everything is so volatile. You have countries running out of oil, you know.
There's one thing we
that's
never
a
talk
big
about,
deal.
Kimmy. We talk about the transportation savings, but our experience, our maintenance savings, guys.
Oh,
Our maintenance savings. I give you an example
we
here.
should really
There's no spark plugs oil change. I've said that all along. I have the same disc pads on the Nissan Leaf.
we should really,
It's a 2014
we need to
Nissan
check
Leaf.
it.
No, we have checked it, and mechanic is baffled. How does this car from brand new have on the same disc pads? It's because of regen braking, which
yeah,
again helps to extend the range of the car. You know, put back. Literally, it's like putting back gas in a car. You can't do that in a gas car, but you can do it in an electric. But it doesn't only do that. It also extends the usage of our disc pads. The next thing with the Leaf that I like is the 12-volt battery. The Leaf has a little solar panel pad on the top of the car. I'll show you. And that little pad trickle charges a 12-volt battery in the car. That runs the radio and everything in the car, right? So this car has only changed the 12-volt battery once.
Yeah, I mean,
in over 10 years. Once to change a 12-volt battery, and never changed this pad. So what is maintenance? Topping up the windshield fluid and cleaning the brakes.
And tires.
Air pressure, putting air in the tires.
No, we changed tires.
I mean, that's that's maintenance. I thought daily maintenance, topping up the air in the tires, clean your brakes, put washer fluid. That is it. So you're talking about business, translate that to a business fleet for maintenance costs. Yeah, that's something we don't talk about a lot. So yeah, something to consider, guys.
And I know we touch on the money a lot, because I know that's at the forefront of everybody's mind. But when we really started this journey, we, as environmentally, well, he's an environmental biologist by study. Okay, no? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? So we definitely are concerned about the wellness of the environment. We are all in about sustainability, energy independence. So having a family, that's just our contribution that we believe for creating a more sustainable environment for children, healthier one for children to grow up. So that is always something we're going to encourage others to come on board with us with, because we need a cleaner world. It's getting crazy, but we can take steps one household at a time to build a healthier environment for the future.
Definitely. Alright, so guys, it's been a great experience, 6 years. I don't see how we're gonna go back. And don't get us wrong, we're not like EV heads. No, whatever the technology is that's going to enhance our environment, our health, and our finances, we are for it. It's time for Jamaica to tap into the resources that we have naturally abundant around us.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think, it's crazy to think that we have to import so much fossil fuels to sustain life here in Jamaica, when we already have sun, we have water, we have wind, a lot of these things, and then it's something I'm very passionate about. Persons talking about other things to curtail or mitigate the high gas prices, about work from home, and we don't need to do all of that. We have energy around us that we can tap into and use for life here in Jamaica. So let's start thinking outside the box and get this thing going. It's something not only for Jamaica but for the Caribbean region. You see other Caribbean states doing it. If you look at Barbados and others, they are ahead of us with this, So it's something that we're not starting from scratch. It has been done before.
And we're so excited for the growth that we've seen so far in using renewable energies, electric vehicle mobility. We are very excited about the growth that we've seen, and excited about what the future holds. We're happy to be on this journey, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're excited about the growth that we've seen so far, and we are here to definitely finish this video and say it is worth it. The savings are real. The lifestyle is attainable. Do your assessment. check out the vehicles that they have, check out the solar panel providers. It is possible, right?
Yeah, man, for sure.
For sure.
Stay plugged in, Jamaica.
Stay plugged in.